believe it's time for a better understanding of dementia, and that begins with promoting dementia-friendly communities. Mayor Daniel Knapik is the mayor of the city of Westfield. Beth Cardillo is the executive director of Armbrook Village Senior Living in Westfield, and they join us with details. Nice to have you both here.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Good to be here.
Happy Monday. Dementia-friendly is an amazing concept. What does it mean to be dementia-friendly, Beth?
Well, I think Dementia Friendly really shows people how to understand dementia better. So if anybody, dementia is here to stay, unfortunately. So if people have the tools that they need to help people with dementia, the world would be a lot better place.
It's absolutely true, and a lot of us do have stories that we can share of instances where we have seen someone or knew a loved one that had dementia, and it's important for us as community members to be educated on how to react. And so your initiative, this initiative, is worldwide. Now in Westfield, this is where it began. What are you doing in your community, Mayor Knapik, to make a difference?
Well, you know, in Westfield, we have, like many old northeastern cities, a large senior population. Somewhere about 8,000 of our residents are over the age of 60. So in meeting with Beth when Armbrook Village came to town, I began to learn more about dementia and what it is as a social service organization that we could do to be helpful. And that's what a city government really is. It's the first line of social services. So partnering with Armbrook, we were introduced to the idea of a dementia-friendly concept, which included initially a lot of training for our first responders and our fire department, because that's the call that people make for assistance for their loved ones. And we extended that to our Council on Aging staff, and then I took the training, and some of our folks from City Hall, because, you know, as time goes on, we're going to run into more and more of our population that does exhibit the signs and symptoms of dementia. Absolutely.
Now, there's many misconceptions about dementia, and these misconceptions impact the people that are living with it. How does it really impact them, and especially if they're out in the community alone? How could it really affect their life?
So you're looking at people that have a myriad of kind of things that are going on, problems with short-term memory, problems with recognition, problems with executive functioning skills, with reasoning, with judgment, problems recognizing other people, safety issues, and things like that.
And when I say we, I mean viewers watching, anyone living in a community, we need to know what we can do to be compassionate and caring. So you offer training to people, anyone who wants to be trained on how to interact with someone who's living with dementia.
Absolutely. We have a website, which is dementiafriendlymassachusetts.org, and it will help people understand communication tips and understand how to better work with people with dementia. We also offer a training that's a dementia awareness experience, and it gives people the feeling, we kind of alter their senses so they can see what it feels like to have dementia, so they alone can have a better understanding of what to do.
So it's something that people can be a part of. They can call Armbrook Village directly if you're interested, and take this experiential training and experience what it's like. You were actually able to do that.
I did take the training, and it gave me a whole new perspective on what it might be like to be somebody with dementia. And you know what, I would encourage all my colleagues in government at the municipal level to call Armbrook and take advantage of this opportunity. For those of us in government, you know, we often see the public, they come to our buildings, and I often thought about you know, our different business offices, like collector's office. They see the public all the time. So if that staff can be trained to recognize some of the early signs and symptoms, then maybe we can bring folks into care before it becomes a real problem for the family. Sometimes that would be the first indication that there's a challenge. So I felt it was important that if I was going to get behind this, that I take the training. And you know, for me it was a game-altering experience for me. I came out of that with a whole new understanding and appreciation for what it's like, and I speak to Beth about it frequently, and I think it's if you're a family at home and you have a loved one that's in this situation, give Beth a call, and it would be an immeasurable opportunity to get an insight that you would not normally be able to get.
It is a great opportunity.
And we thank Dan and City Hall. We've also educated the entire Westfield Fire Department, all the EMTs, their first responders, Noble Hospital, Noble VNA, banks, Westfield State University, the Chamber of Commerce, nursing homes, home health agencies, thousands, families, certainly all of our staff. So everybody needs to know what dementia is. Our website has an enormous amount of information. Just how does someone talk to that grandmother that's got dementia? Even on a personal level, everybody knows somebody that has dementia.
So true.
It's here to stay.
And even if you don't know them, you may experience someone in your community that needs support.
And it's really about, a lot of it's about making you aware so you have a certain comfort level. So if you come across somebody in the public, you're not afraid. And maybe, you know, in many instances, I think there's probably situations, I know I've had it in my own life, where somebody was in need, and if I hadn't stepped forward, I'm not sure when somebody would have or if that would have happened. And it's more a matter of bringing that, you know, folks more at ease with the interacting of it, and it definitely achieved that with me to the point where the first time now I feel much more comfortable approaching somebody that I think might have some signs of distress and get them into the care loop. Sure.
Yes, and that can save their life.
Yeah, and I'm always reminded because of our bracelet here. So.
And here's one for you, Ashley. Support Dementia Friendly. Please wear it.
Absolutely. This says Dementia Friendly Westfield. You can also visit dementiafriendlymass.org, and that's right there. I'll wear this proudly. I have loved ones who had dementia, also Alzheimer's, and so I'm a big supporter. And I think we know it takes a village. I've got young children. We always say that among parents. It takes a village, but it also does with the older population as well, so we can be there for them.
Absolutely.
They need us.
So we are the first city on the East Coast of the United States to promote Dementia Friendly, which is really very exciting. I saw an article in AARP magazine about 2 years ago about a woman in Wisconsin doing this. I called her up. She gave me some great information. I said, let's do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're starting something really wonderful. And anyone watching can be a part of this. They just have to give you a call.
Absolutely.
And they can also make their community dementia friendly. Thanks so much for joining us today. And for more information, you can log on to dementiafriendlymass.org. Coming up.